Okay, little recap on today, and spent some time outdoors on the RV and trying to get all that cleaned up and ready to go. Kind of got held up with the weather today. Looked like we are going to have about 40–50% chance of rain showers, so got a little cloudy. Moon was picking up, so I decided to nix today's project and go ahead and cover it up with a tarp, keep from getting any more water inside and just, making a general mess. But, of course, once I covered up with the tarp, chance of rain went away, then voila. Sun came out, clear skies, so I could have got more done today. However, in the morning, get back started again, kind of early before it gets too hot, and get the side moldings off, get the front and rear stops off, get a ladder, get up there, because, of course, the ladder to the top of the RV, is probably one of the major sources of water intrusion back there in that back corner where you can see in the video where it's ripped up. And again, of course, the black water tank vent. The forward portion didn't see too much water damage up there like I had expected. One area's got a little bit, another area's got some more. But the main thing was I was actually surprised that the area around the Coleman air conditioner was perfectly dry. I mean, my God, that thing was a bastard. I had to tell you what, I had to get a crowbar to break the seal on that thing. I mean, that joker was stuck. But came up, everything looks good. One of the other areas that looked really bad that I was surprised it didn't have more water damage, and that was over the vent for the refrigerator. And once you took the cover off of it, I'll get some pictures of the pieces tomorrow that I took off. One of the big mistakes people make is they forget to check the clearance. And of course, you can see that obviously the original vent cap for the refrigerator had been ripped off, probably by a tree. And you can see on the side of one of the panels on the driver's side where it looks like a tree branch gouged into it. And I'm thinking, wow, what are people thinking? Don't they check the area before they back into a campsite? Don't they look for, like, overhead debris, or they just, oh, hey, gee, honey, look, this place looks great. Let's just whip in and start our weekend. Okay. Know your clearance levels. You got to know. I mean, if you got to take a piece of rope and a couple of poles and a tape measure and run you a level line across the top, find your minimum clearance. And then when you know that, add another foot and put you a big piece of tape on the windshield. It says minimum clearance. Write it down. Put it where you can see it, you can know it, you can memorize it, digest it, eat it, puke it, swallow it again, whatever it takes. Okay. Roof repair is very, very expensive. Okay, now I bought this one, already planning to redo the roof, doing the work myself. I'm already looking at minimum $700 in materials. Still waiting on the TPO sheeting to come in and the bonding compound. I haven't got the sheets of decking yet, but I already priced those and figured that into the cost. So just on the roof alone, we're looking at 5 sheets of 4x8 at about $14–15 a sheet. And the cost, it did include the, I forgot to get the decking compound, kind of like a sealant, kind of like, if you work on boats, you call it fairing compound. It's about the same thing. So, you got to go in there and fill all the cracks and tape everything off so you don't get any water intrusion in there. Had a thought to coat the new decking with ethylene glycol, 100%, kind of something they used to do with the old boats, so that way the wood would never rot. But then I get to the issues thinking, well, is the adhesive for the TPO going to stick to ethylene glycol? It is oil-based, so that probably won't happen either. So we'll just go with it like it is. Also found some areas where it looks like they use sheet metal over the top of the wood. Of course, that information wasn't in there. Couldn't find it. Didn't see any hints about it on the other information that people have done. Nobody talked about it. But yes, the front portion of the roof on that 87 Jamboree, there's no rubber matting. It's actually sheet metal on top of the decking. So we'll find more when I start rolling up everything from the backside. The 2 front radiuses that come up, where the front of the cab comes up and rolls over, That's one long piece of fiberglass. And in the back, where you got another radius that comes down and tapers, that's another chunk of fiberglass sheet. Kind of looks corrugated, kind of the same stuff you might put over a greenhouse or something like that. So got with some guys next door that build boats over there at Dolphin Boats. Talked to them and said, yeah, sure, man, just bring it over, man. We make all kinds of stuff. We'll fix it, no problem. Okay, so we're cleared up there and get those cleaned up and get that in. But like I said, tomorrow finish up the edges, get that edge trimming off, and see if I can't drop the awning. That's going to have to come off, because the next step is going to be removing the windows and peeling the sides up and get rid of that delamination that you saw in video, was that video 1? The second video I did a brief introduction, so you'll see that on there. So get the windows out, get some glaze molding on order. There was a guy that had a YouTube channel out there that gave a link, so I'm going to check that out. I got to find it in my library. Yeah, that's like finding a needle in a haystack when it comes to my video libraries, you know. But I'll find that, get some of that coming, and get the windows out, start peeling up the sides, measure, see what sheets I got to put in there, and hopefully when I pull all that stuff out, we're not going to find any rotten insulation. And another thing too, getting back to the wiring, you know, you see where people have upgraded or done different things, and then you find a string of wire that has about 6 splices. You know, it's like, wait a minute, you got like 6 butt splices and 2 feet of length. It's like, really? Who did this crap? You know, you might hear my comment if the wind drowned me out. It's like, excuse me, can you say voltage drop? And you can't figure out why the damn thing don't work. All right, it's drawing too many amps. And every time you put a splice in a wire, you create resistance. And the more resistance you create, the less amperage you have going in. So it gets them back Ohm's law. Amps times resistance equals the volts. So you're only going to have 12 volts. And the more resistance you have, so every time you add a splice, you're increasing the resistance by maybe half or 1 ohm, depending on how well you do it. That takes away from the amperage. So your shit don't work. Or maybe it kind of like, kind of hums and makes some strange noises. But then when you plug into 30 amp, 50 amp power outlet, suddenly, wow, gee, everything's working. Your wires are getting really hot. You're probably going to burn your RV to the ground if they get to that cooking point. Because amps, like energy, creates heat. And when you get too much heat, the insulation on the wires break down, they short out, they get hot. Insulation catches fire, it starts to smolder. Then the wood catches fire. The next thing you know, voila. Vacation ruined. Why? Because you did some half-assed work. But if you don't know how to do it, ask. Get some help. You'd be surprised how many people out there are willing to share their knowledge. Now, you want to know, how did I learn how to fix all this stuff? Well, you know, growing up in the South, you took care of your own, you figured it out. Usually there was somebody in Dad's social group that was an electrician, another guy was a carpenter, and people pulled together, so you learned about that stuff back then. A lot of odd jobs doing roofing when I was, you know, a teenager, taking jobs in the summertime. Also, currently, you know, doing a lot of work on boats. I'm working on a lot of boats. Lots of boats. A lot of really expensive boats, okay? We're not talking about a little puddle jumpers, okay? We're doing some really expensive boats, okay? More than I make in 5 years for the cost of this boat. Okay, do a lot of work on Boston whalers, scout boats. Occasionally get a dolphin boat. We get a lot of yellow fins. Robalos, I mean, contenders, you name it. We get a lot of that. And usually there's not too many engine problems, which especially, it always winds up doing with boat systems. Talking running wires, or this don't work, that don't work. We deal with a lot of corrosion. Oh yeah, and the crapper goes out because you put something in the toilet we weren't supposed to. Like, oh my God, my toilet don't work. I don't know what's wrong with it. Well, gee, maybe it was those napkins or paper towels you let your dumbass kid borrow the boat with all his hoochie mama girlfriends. Yeah, you screwed it up. But hey, that's life, right? Pays good, like my road says, right? Micro, you know, dirty jobs. Hey, keeps people like me employed so I can buy my toys and renovate them. Because you screwed it up, and I got it cheap. Yeah, but I know what's wrong. So, not like I can't fix it, but heads up on everything. Again, you know, just recap, I want to apologize too for the spastic video out there. I didn't have a tripod set up. I just used a little Vivitar handheld, trying to get started, try to beat the weather. Not sure what's going on. But tomorrow I'll have a little bit better video when we get the sides rolled up and get everything peeled back and take a deeper look. So we'll get you better video, better sound. In the meantime, happy RVing. Remember, all this stuff can play into on a natural situation even back home. When you're sitting around, you know, be diversified. Think about different options. Because personally, life's going to get a little tough out there for a lot of people. It really is. So it's good to get started now. Learn these things. And what better way to enjoy this wonderful country that we have called America than being able to get out and see it. Instead of going and sit up a tent, you actually drive your house. And they have more uses. The vacation, take off on weekends. You never know. You might, like a lot of people, find yourself living in that sucker full time when you retire. That's another subject we'll get into one day. That's bullshit dream called retirement. Okay? All right. Till then, you guys have a wonderful week coming up. Tomorrow's back to work for everybody. I'm off tomorrow. I'm going to finish up my jobs, and my work week starts on Tuesday. So, all right. Peace out, everybody. Love y'all. God bless.